Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. How is everyone today? We are going to be doing a fun patchwork bunny ACEO. I wanted to get in maybe one more little Easter themed ACEO before Easter gets here. So that is what we're doing today. These are all of the ones that we've done up to this point. So if you have been joining us for all of these tutorials, I hope that you are enjoying the fun. If you have not, then the replays are available, but also join us today. We're going to do a fun patchwork bunny today, and it's going to be so cute. So grab your paints and grab your brushes. And we're going to get started in just a few minutes. I'm going to go through all of the different items you're going to need to do this with us. However, I want to be very clear that the only true thing that you need to do any of this stuff with us is a set of watercolor paints, a set of brushes or a brush, a pencil, and a waterproof pen. If you don't have a waterproof pen, that's okay. You can use your black watercolor. So technically it's a pencil, paper, and some paints. That's all you need. So don't feel overwhelmed with, you know, I have to have all of these supplies to do all of this stuff. You do not. All you need is a pencil, a piece of watercolor paper, and your ink or your watercolor paints. Okay, that's all we need to do the tutorial that we're going to do this morning. So everybody grab your paints and jump on board with us. I will show you what I'm going to be using this morning. I will be using the, hey Talia, how are you? Janster, I won't. It'll be our secret. Good morning, Mom. How are you? It'll be our secret, our secret. All right, so the first thing that we're going to need, obviously, is going to be some paper. This is the paper that I will be using. This is the Meeden watercolor paper in a 5x7 size. The reason that I use this particular one for my ACEOs is because you can get an easy... Me too, Janster. I do too. Big time. You can get an easy 4 ACEO cut out of this 5x7 size. As you can see, you can get 4 equal ACEO sizes without any waste. So that is why I like to use the 5x7 size. You get 4 2.5 by 3.5 sizes. Makes it easy. You just slice, and you've got all of the ACEO sizes cut. So that is why I use this particular size of paper. The paper itself is 100% cotton. It is cold pressed. It comes with 20 sheets in a pack, which means if you're doing the ACEO sizes, you end up with 80 total, which is great. And I absolutely cannot tell you enough wonderful things about this paper. I love it. Now, I will tell you this. They just recently sent me this large pack of the Bahong paper, which is very similar to this paper. And I've broken it down into ACEOs so I can get 9 out of that, but I do have some waste. As you can see, there's a strip on the side here that goes to waste, and this strip right here, which honestly, this strip right here, I'll probably use as a bookmark. So I'll probably use that, but for the most part, you can get 9, but you do get a little bit of waste. So, but this paper is amazing as well, and I've got it in the shopping cart below as well. But I like the 5x7 size because I love the fact that you don't have any waste, and I hate throwing things away. So thank you, Janster. I think they're totally cute. All of these are up this week on my EBAY. So all of my different ones are up this week, so, and available if anybody is interested in that. However, today we are doing a tutorial. I love this one. This one's one of my favorites now. Isn't it cute? So cute. I love all the little whimsical drawings on it. So I've started kind of adding those things to some of my stuff, and I'm really enjoying being able to kind of doodle on my paintings. So love, love, love it. Hey, Stacy Lee, how's it going? And I'm really enjoying being able to kind of doodle on my paintings. So love, love, love it. Hey, Stacy Lee, how's it going? Okay, so again, this is the paper that we're going to be using. Hey, Angel, how are you? And I've decided, those of you who got my notice, it was a scheduled live. So what I've decided to start doing is, once I know what my schedule is going to be for the next day, I'm going to go in, I'm going to schedule it on the scheduler, and I will send it out to you guys, and y'all can register for it. And that way you know in advance what time I'm going to be on, and you won't have to guess at it. Because again, I don't have a set schedule, and sometimes I don't really know what times I'm going to be on each day. So that's what I did this morning, and I think it worked out well. So hopefully. All right, so this is the paper that we're going to be using today. The next thing that you are going to need is you are going to need some brushes. We're going to be using 2 sets of brushes today. The first set of brushes that I'm going to use are my Meeden brush set, which is it's the 4 brush set, and it has a 1, 3, 5, and 7 size in it. These brushes do not rust, so you're not going to end up with rust in your paints, which is great. They hold a ton of water, so that means that you're going to get a lot of ability to control how much pigment is on the paper. They also are designed to reduce hand fatigue, so you can paint for longer periods of time without having to get super tired. So that's great. And they're made of synthetic squirrel hair, so they hold their shapes really well. You can even do detail work with some of these larger brushes. When they're wet, you have a really good tip on the end of them to do detail work. So the ferrule stays really tight too, and they don't shed, which is also a plus. So I love, love, love these brushes. They are a professional brush set. They do not break the bank like a lot of professional brush sets. So if you're interested in getting a good brush set, then this is definitely something that you want. Janster, thank you so much for your purchase. You're going to love that paper. You already have some of that paper though, don't you? You're just refilling. These are great brushes. So just so you know, I love, love, love them, and I highly recommend them. So that's the first set that we're going to use. The next set of brushes that we're going to use are going to be my detail brush set. These are by Golden Maple. These Golden Maple brushes are amazing. You get 20 of these brushes in this set. And you get your liners, you get your fan brush, you get your angled brushes, you get your round brushes, your flat brushes, like all the things, but they're all the small detail brushes. They're made of a really high quality birch wood. The ferrule will not rust, which is great. They're super tight. They don't shed. I've had these for quite a long time, and I absolutely cannot tell you. I use them all the time. I really, really like this set. This set does come with a case, so you can kind of keep them all together, which is nice. And also, you don't have to worry about losing them because they have a place to go. So I absolutely love this set. We will be using this for all of the detail work that we're going to do today. All right. Okay, the other thing, Talia, thank you so much for your purchase. Oh my goodness, you got so many fun things. How exciting for you. I know you're thrilled. You got the paper, you got the little paper, you got the 5x7 paper. Oh, you got the Meeden tube paints. Yay, and the brush set. You're going to love all of those things. I'm so excited for you. As much as you paint and you're wonderful images, you are going to love all of that. Yay. Okay. So thank you very much for supporting my showcase. Now, the next thing that you're going to need is you're going to need a pencil. Okay. I'm using the Nick Pro pencil set. I will be using the 0.5 set, or the 0.5. I'm sorry. Hang on. Let me find it, because I want to make sure this is the 0.7. Oh, it's hiding from me, y'all. Let me find it. I was just using it, and now it's hiding from me, y'all. Let me find it. I was just using it, and now I don't know. Where are you? Y'all, I don't know what I did with my pencil set, which is going to be a problem because I have to have that. Oh, well, I have the 0.5 and the 0.7, which is what I used. Okay, so these two pencils come in that set. That set comes with your erasers, your kneaded erasers. It also comes with a, oh, here it is. Let me grab it so you guys can see it. Okay. Yay, thank you, Stacy. I appreciate that so very much for those gifts. All right, so we are going to, so this is the set that it comes with a 0.7, a 0.9, a 2.0, and a 0.5 size. You get all of the leads that go with it in the different hardnesses. So if you want a light lead, you know, or you want a soft lead, or if you want a hard lead, you can change them out. You also get colored leads, erasers, a kneaded eraser. You get several of these soft erasers. Get some pencil sharpeners for your 2.0. Comes in this little travel case. Guys, if you want consistent lines, having a mechanical pencil is super, super important. That is how you get consistency. If you're using a regular pencil, it's going to be nice and sharp at the beginning. And then when you start using it, it's going to dull and it's going to go down. And as it goes down, the lead gets wider. And as it gets wider, your lines get wider. So you're not going to have consistent lines. But if you use a mechanical pencil, it may get shorter. The lead will get shorter, but it will not get wider. So you will end up with amazing consistent lines. And that is what matters. So like I use the 0.7 on the whiskers to get wider, thicker lines, but I use the 0.5 on the hair to get these thinner lines. And they're all consistent and the same on this drawing. And the reason is because I used a mechanical pencil. If I had used a regular pencil, these would all be different widths. So you do want consistency. And if you want consistency, you are going to want to use a mechanical pencil set. Okay. So there's that. I'm going to be using the 0.5 this morning. Okay. Out of that. All right, the other thing that we are going to need is you're going to need a set of paints. And we will be using one of two sets. Actually, we'll probably be using both. I'm not sure, but depending on the colors that we want to use. But the first one is the Meeden 96 color palette. Guys, this is my go-to palette. This is the one that I use daily for all of my things. And it comes with 96 colors. The great thing about this palette is it goes from lightest to darkest. So you can learn to shade really easy with this palette. And then also from top to bottom, you get your color families. So you get 48 primary and secondary colors, and you get 30 of your metallics, you get 12 macaroons, and you get 6 of your neon colors. These pop out. They pop out individually, and they also pop out in packs of 6, which is nice too. You get a brush and a pencil, and you get an eraser, and you get 2 art sponges. Plus you get this palette that is attached to it. Hey, Brushstrokes by Lori, how are you? Good morning, good morning. And this just folds in, and when you close it up so you can keep it close, but it detaches and you can use it to do all of your mixing, which is really nice. Okay, so that is one palette that we will likely be using this morning. And we are possibly going to be using the Meeden tube paints. So those are right here. Let me move these out of the way. They look like this. They come in the tubes, just like this. However, I put them in a palette so that I can use them like a palette. So these are the colors that are in the tube set. There's 48 colors, and these are the ones that we will probably be using as well. And these pop out individually. I can use them however I need to. So we will probably be using those as well. Okay, so that is the paints. And then the other thing is we will be needing or using a waterproof pen, or you will need your black paints depending on if you don't have a waterproof pen. That's okay. We're going to be using the Grabby multi-liners for that. Let's see. Oh, Talia, yeah, that's a great pencil set. Stacy has it as well, and she uses hers all the time. Helping me hit my gift goal today. I appreciate that. Everybody that is here this morning, I hope that you have all of your supplies ready. We're going to get started in just a second. Let me show you guys our inspiration picture for today. This is the bunny that we're going to be working on. How stinking cute is he? So cute. Good morning. Hey, Stacy. Isn't he cute? All right, so everybody, thank you for the popular, Talia. Everybody go ahead and get your screenshots in so that you guys have it to look at as we draw him. Oh my goodness, he's going to be so cute. Hey, Rhonda, I didn't see you. Stacy Lee, I will, when we get to those, we'll be using the white ones for the bunny, so I will show those when we get to them. All right, so everybody go ahead and take your screenshots. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and we will get going. Guys, you guys, if you don't mind, while you're on here watching, please tap the screen as much as possible. Give me some likes so we can get this out to the FYP. We want everybody to be able to join us. So tapping is clapping, and I appreciate that so very much. If we get to that 30,000 mark, I will do a giveaway. So keep tapping the screen, and we will do a giveaway. And what I'm going to do for my giveaway this time is going to be a ACEO that I don't do on live. I'm going to paint it separately outside of the live and send it to you. So that will be a trade that we will do. I mean, obviously you don't have to send me one, but I'm going to send you one. And so that's going to be the giveaway. So if you're wanting to get an ACEO for me in the giveaway, then tap that screen, and we are going to get to that 30,000 mark. If we can get to the 30,000 mark, we'll do a giveaway. All right. Okay. So we're going to do our bunny today. So I'm going to put you guys on the overhead so that you guys can see. And we are going to get started on this. I hope that you guys are as excited about this bunny as I am, because I totally am so excited. Okay. This is going to be such a cute little project. All right. So we're going to be using our pencils first. So I'm going to go ahead and pin those below for you guys. They do, just so that you guys know, have free shipping on these today. So if you are interested in getting free shipping on these pencils, I'm going to put those up for you guys. There is a link right here. It's going to come up on the top right hand corner here. And you can get free shipping on those. So I'm going to put those up, and we're going to get going on our drawing. However, the first thing we have to do is tape this sucker down. So grab some washi tape, grab some painter's tape, grab some masking tape, whatever you feel like works best for you. I like to use washi tape because it gives me good clean lines for my background. So I'm going to be doing the washi tape, if I can get it to come off of here. Okay, thank you guys so much for all the likes. I appreciate that. I did have a good weekend. I had a wonderful weekend, Stacy. Thank you for asking. I'm just going to do about a 1/4 inch border on this all the way around. Oh, I can't wait to see it, Stacy Lee. I bet it's going to be beautiful. I did see earlier, if you asked if I had any coupons for the gel pens, and I do not. I did reach out to them to try to get some flash sale codes, but they have not sent them to me. They haven't responded yet. So I don't know if I'll be able to get those or not. It would be nice if I could, because I think it would be nice to be able to save you guys some money, but they have not responded just yet. So I'm hoping that they will. I've also reached out and asked for some flash codes from a couple of other people that of things that we use quite frequently, but I have not received anything. Meaden said they were going to send me some, but I have not gotten them yet. So, and I've reached out to them to ask them when I was going to get them, and I haven't heard back yet. So, okay. All right, so we have our paper tape down, and we are going to start our drawing. I'm using the 0.5, and I'm using an HB. I'm using an HB lead, okay? Oh, that's okay. Yeah, I understand. Yeah, it's technology. What do we do, right? Okay, so let's go ahead and pull up our reference photo, and we're gonna get to drawing. All right, now this is gonna probably stress me out because you guys know that I tend to draw too big, but we're gonna start with the ear on the right hand side. So we're gonna go up, and then we're gonna bring it down and around. Right hand side. So we're gonna go up, and then we're going to bring it down and around. And then here. Okay, so that's going to give us our ear. We're going to do our inside. The inside of our ear is going to just be this little section inside there. Okay. Now for our head, we're going to go in, and we're going to do the little hair. You know what? I don't like that. Hang on. Let me fix that. I'm going to turn it this way so I can get to it better. So we're going to go this way, and then we're going to go this way with the hair. Kind of like a little heart. And then we're going to get a little bit more of that head right here. And then we're going to do the ear here. So this ear is going to come up and around like that. Okay, and you can go ahead and bring that head around. I'm trying to make this small enough, y'all. I'm afraid I'm going to end up being too big. Maybe not, though. We'll see. All right, I want his head to kind of have these little wider cheeks areas. So we're going to come out. It's going to be more of an almond shape than a round. Like this. Okay. And then we're going to do the body, which is going to come down. Hang on. That's too straight. We want to kind of go at an angle with this. So it's going to kind of come like this. And then round it out. Oh, he's kind of crooked there. Let's fix that. We don't want him to be standing crooked. Okay. So we're going to go down like this and down like, hang on. Like this. There we go. And around his little belly, like that. Okay. Yes, we're going to do a background as soon as I'm done drawing him. Yes, guys, if you would repost my lives, that does help to get us out to the FYP page. So if you guys will repost this, that would be excellent for me. Thank you guys so much for all your support. We want to get as many people painting with us as possible. So the more that you guys repost and like, the better. All right, so we're going to bring our arm down And it's just going to come around like this. And we're going to have our little fingers come in like this. And this arm is going to come out as well. And down. And our fingers. And then here we're going to do the feet. They're just going to come down and around like this. And we want to bring and our toes. And then here, thank you guys so much for liking and reposting. And we're going to come around and we're going to bring him over like this and down. Ooh, that foot looks weird. Let's fix that. I don't like that. We're going to do it the same way we did the other one. We're not going to try to make it different. So we're going to go down like this. Then we're going to come around like this. That's better. Just like that. Okay, so now we have our little bunny. I think he looks cute. His head looks a little, this cheek looks a little big, so let's fix that. I wanted it to be out, but not too much. There we go. All right, now we want to make sure that we have our patchwork sections in here. So let's go ahead and draw those in. We're gonna have, first let's do the little center. That's coming down from his hair. Let me fix his hair. Needs to be centered. So we're going to bring him down like this in the middle. And we're going to have his eyes here. So we're going to bring him down like this in the middle. And we're going to have his eyes here. We're going to have his nose here. And his smile. Oh my goodness, he's so cute. All right, let's do the little patch here and here. We're going to put a patch on his arm here and a patch here on this arm. We're going to put a belly that goes like this. And then we're going to put a patchwork here. And then we want a patch here on the foot. And a patch here. Okay. All right. So we have our patches. Now those will have the little stitching and all of that when we do our details. Okay. It was, Jamie. That's what I said. I was telling them earlier. I've decided that I'm going to create my event in advance, even if it's just like an hour in advance, but usually maybe the night before. And that way you guys will get an invite to the event and you'll know what time I'm going to be live the next day or that day, because that way nobody has to just guess. Like, at least you'll get a little bit of a warning as to when I'm coming on so that you know kind of when to expect me on. Because it actually, TikTok actually allows you to schedule your lives now, which is nice. So, Yes, I will show you the inspiration picture. It is right here. So there is, let me zoom in for you. There it is. If you want to take a screenshot of that, you can do that now. And that way you know and you have it available. Okay. All right. Okay, so now let's go ahead. Now that we have our drawing done, we're going to start adding our base color. So you are going to need, you are so welcome, Jamie. I'm glad you're here this morning. You are going to need a, oh, sorry, hang on. 1 second. Okay, you're going to need a set of paints. These are the ones that I will be using currently, unless I have to pull from my tube set. But for now, we are going to use this. And we are going to use the ochre color for the background of our bunny. Okay. So I want everyone to grab whatever paints that you want to use and a brush. The brush that I will be using are this #1 out of this medium brush set. And just so that you guys know, they do have a flash sale on these brushes right now. It is, let's see, dun, 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 dun. It is 30% off. So you can get this set at a significant discount if you're looking for a good professional brush set. We're going to use the ochre color, and we are going to get a base on, no, actually we're not. We're going to do our background first. So let me go ahead. I almost didn't do it. Rhonda, you should have reminded me again. Okay. They're amazing, aren't they, Jamie? I love them too. They're my favorite brush set. They're a great brush set. I'm going to go ahead and lighten up our bunny with my kneaded eraser. And then we will do our background before we get going. And I think what I'm going to do for the background is just kind of a mixture of like yellow and pinks and blues. So we're going to take I'm going to take the #5 and I'm going to get water on my brush. And I'm just going to put clear water all over my paper. Let me get my watercolor thing, my water paint tool over here where I can reach it. Okay. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to go in with this pink first. And I'm just going to put some pink here and there. And then I'm going to go in with a blue. And I'm going to do the same thing wherever I feel like it needs it. And then we'll do the yellow. So I'm going to take this light yellow. Any of these colors, you don't have to use the shades that I'm using. Just use what you are comfortable with, okay? And then just spread those where you want the shades that I'm using. Just use what you are comfortable with, okay? And then just spread those where you want them. Don't worry about getting them in your drawing. It's not going to make a hill of beans once we get everything done, okay? So just put it where it's going to cover your background, okay? And then go ahead with a dry brush and pick up some of those colors so that you are not overwhelming your background. I don't have a whole lot of blue in there. So let's put a little bit of blue up here. It kind of got picked up a little bit more than I wanted. And maybe a little bit down here. I don't know why my blue doesn't want to stay. And now a little bit more pink right here. Okay, so now we have a really light background of those colors. Okay, so let's go ahead and dry it. And it's not going to really show on our painting once we start the colors on the bunny, so don't worry if it's in your bunny. That's not going to matter. Okay. Let's just get them dry, and then we will start. And we'll start putting our background. We'll start putting our base color on the bunny itself. Okay. All right. So now I'm going to take my Meeden number 1 out of that set. Okay. Brush number 1. And we are going to use the ochre color to do that. Hang on a second. I need to get out of here so I can see my bunny. Where are you? There you are. Okay, so here's how we're going to do this. We are going to start with the belly. And the belly is going to be a much lighter color than the rest of the bunny. So you're going to take your ochre, you're going to take your mix, and we're going to mix in some of this ochre color with our white and really lighten it up as much as we possibly can, because we want it to just barely be like a tan color. So mix your white in there and get this really light tan color, and go ahead and put it in the bunny, the belly of the bunny, like the inside belly of the bunny. Go around your patch, because our patch is going to be a different color. Just like this. Okay. Perfect. Now, once you have the light color in the belly, what I want you to do is I want you to take that same color that you lightened up, but you're going to add a little bit more of a dark, a little bit more of the ochre in it to darken it up just a tad. Okay. And you're going to just add that in the corners right up underneath the neck, so that you've got that shadow coming down off the neck. We'll put the bow in a minute too. Don't worry about the bow that's going around his neck. We'll do that last. Okay, so now we're going to dry it. Okay, so you have that slight little shadow around the neck. I'm going to go ahead and put my painter's tape down on my washi tape so that it sticks to my wood. For some reason, my washi tape doesn't like to stick to my wood. It sticks to my paper really good, but not my wood. And I have to fight it the whole time, so we're not going to do that. We are going to tape it down. I don't use painter's tape on my edges because I can't see my edges. I can't see if I'm getting it even or anything. So that's why I use washi tape, because I can see like through it, and I can make sure that I can see that my edges are all even. But with painter's tape, I can't do that. And that's the reason I don't do that. Aw, thank you, Stacy Lee. You're so welcome. Y'all's likes and shares and supporting my showcase and all that is thanks enough. All right, so we have our belly in the center done. So what we're going to do now is we're going to take, and don't worry, this is going to look like a hot mess for a little while, okay? And that's okay. We don't have to worry about that. We will deal with all the details afterwards, and that is what's going to make it come to life, okay? So just get your base colors on and trust the process, all right? All right, so now what we're going to do is we're going to put some clear water on this outside belly of our bunny. So fill in the clear, or fill in the next section with clear water, or Mine has a little bit of a tint to it because the water wasn't exactly clean, but that's okay. And then take your ochre and just tap it at the top. So, and let it kind of fall down into the bunny, okay? And go ahead and spread that down into the bunny so we have that darker ochre color. Okay. And if it's not dark enough, go ahead and add a little more. I want mine to be a little bit darker. So I'm going to go ahead and add a little bit more. Okay, so that's going to be, all right. Perfect. All right, let's dry that up. Again, it's going to look like a hot mess. Don't worry about that. Just let it be a hot mess. Okay, same thing. We're going to put ochre in the arms around the patches. Be sure you're going around the patches so that if it's too dark, just clean your brush, add water, and drag it down. That's actually a really nice color. I should have done the belly that color. I'm going to have to darken up my belly because I like this. Okay. So make sure you have your and don't worry about how if they don't look separated yet, because we're going to, again, when we put our detail in, that's where that's going to come in to play. Okay, so don't worry about it looking like a hot mess until we put our details in. And then we're going to be like, oh, this is so cute. You just have to trust the process. Okay, I'm going to darken up this part of his belly. I like it a little bit darker. Okay, and we're going to do the same thing with his feet. Go around the patches. And just fill in your base coat. Just remember, all we're doing right now is getting a base on him. Okay, all the shadowing and all the detail work and all that stuff is going to come after. So all you have to do right now is get your base on and make sure that he's good and covered. And I'm not even really worried about it being, the colors being like even and stuff. They can all be kind of different shades because the bear itself is going to have that kind of look of, you know, being different shades. So you can bring in more color or less color, however you want to do that. Okay, I'm not going to work on his head just yet. We're going to get his body done first. Because I want you guys to see this process and how this is going to work because it's going to be super cute. I'm excited about it. Okay. Let's see. Oh, wow. That's crazy. Sorry, I had to get some coffee. Yeah, I remember us discussing that. It's really going to be, I feel really blessed that I have both of my parents still living. All right, so we have his body kind of sort of done. So what we're going to do now is we're going to go in and let's give him his patchwork colors, and then we will start putting in a little bit of detail so you guys can see what I'm talking about. So I'm going to do a pink patch at his feet. You can do your patches whatever color you want. His foot right here is going to be a pink one for me. Okay, his belly patch is going to be green. So I'm going to use this lime green, this macaroon green for the belly patch. Whoops. And if that happens, just blot it. I didn't realize that wasn't dry. Great thing about watercolor is you can fix your mistakes. Okay. All right, so we're going to pick up that right there. Make sure that's dry. Just keeps wanting to drain. Okay, and then I'm going to do a blue, I think, or a purple. I'm going to do a purple. I'm going to do a purple on his arm over here. And then let me take up some of that water. And then on the other arm, I'm going to do blue. I'm going to do this kind of macaroon dark blue over here. Remember, your patches can be whatever color you want. And y'all see with this brush how I can get these small details because the tip of this brush is really, really shaped. So that's what I love about these brushes. All right. And then let's do a yellow patch on his leg. So I'm going to take and use the yellow right here. And we're going to do yellow right here on his little leg. Okay, like that. All right, so now we have his little body kind of put together a little. Okay, like that. All right, so now we have his little body kind of put together a little bit. And let's go ahead. We're going to switch over to our golden maple. Where are you? All right, we're going to shift to the golden maple detail brushes for some of this. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to get out my, let's see, the size that I want. Hang on one second and let me find it. I am going to use, let's see, this is the 2. I don't want to use that. It's a little bit big. I have several of them over here in my little spinner thing. So I'm looking for the one that I want to use, which is going to be the 18, I think. Hang on. Let me find it. What do I do with it? Here it is. That's the 0. It's the 20. Sorry, guys. I'm looking for my 18. That's my favorite one, but I don't see it. All right. I'm going to use the 20. All right. So this is the 20. My 18 is in my little spinner here somewhere, but for some reason it is not. I don't know. Maybe I stuck it somewhere else. I also have these, which are really nice. These are golden maple as well. I have these came in a 3 set. And there's a 0, a double 0, and then a, I think, and then a 1. And they're a pretty good set as well. I really like them too for detail work. Okay, so I'm going to dump my water and I'm going to get clean water. And I'm going to dip into my ochre because we are going to start putting in some shadowing and some details. Okay, and we're going to do that with our detail brush first. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to make sure that there's water in the areas that I want my shadows. So go ahead and in the arm, put some water. Doesn't have to be drenched, just glistening. Okay, where the arm is. Okay, and then take your detail brush and you're just going to run it right down that edge where you want the shadows. And it's going to kind of spread on its own because you've put that water there. Remember, it's going to follow the water. So allow it to give you those shadows. Okay. And then I'm sure it's a very hard week, Stacey Lee. My prayers are with you all week. I'll be praying that you have peace and that God gives you comfort through that memory. October is a hard month for me. I had a lot of losses in the month of October. So that's the month for me that's really, really hard. Okay, we've put water in. We're going to go again. We're going to add just right along the edges of the arm. While it's wet, we're going to give it a little bit of shadow. If it's not spreading like you want it to, add some more water to it and kind of drag it. Okay, these golden maple detail brushes are absolutely amazing. If you don't have this set, guys, and you're looking for a good detail brush, I'm telling you, they're really, really good. They are easy to work with. They reduce hand fatigue, or they're designed to reduce hand fatigue so you can paint for longer periods of time without getting super tired. They have an amazing grip on them, and this ferrule is super, super tight. So, my suggestion is if you're looking for a good detail brush to definitely go with the golden maple for sure. And they sell out fast. So if they're in stock, and then grab them up because they sell out quick. All right, let's go ahead and now we're going to add some water along our sides here. so that we can get this, the shadowing done. So just kind of follow through with where you want those shadows to be, coming from the neck and working your way down. Whoops. This area on my bear just wants to keep messing up for me for some reason. But that's okay. We're going to make it work. All right. Okay, so we have those shadows kind of separating our parts now we can see that. His fingers down here, I feel like need to be a little bit more dark. So let me get a little bit in there. Okay. All right. Now let's do the base of his feet right here. So let's put some water right at the base where those shadows are going to be. Drag that water down. And let's get some color in there. Just go right up underneath there. Rinse your brush. With a clean brush, just kind of drag it down. And you're going to have that shadow. Okay. Same thing on the other side. Just bring some water down. And then add in your color right across the top here. Rinse your brush and drag it down with a clean brush. So you have that shadow right up underneath each leg. Okay. Oh, her baby hit chicks are happening. Yay. That's exciting. A pencil that doesn't smudge with water. You need to use either a wax pencil or an oil pencil, barter. I use the Color pencils. They're right here, number 7. These are what I use in all of my watercolor paintings. So anytime I have any kind of shading that I want to do pencils with, like this, that's what I use, are the Color pencils. I did all of this shading as well, and all of this shading with those pencils. Here's my alligator. I did this shading through here, all of that, and all of this, all of this, and all of this. That's all colored pencil shading. And they're really, really good. There's 240 colors in that set. And while it may seem like they're pricey, they are equally as good as the brand that is super expensive, but they don't cost near as much. So I have a very, very high recommendation for those. And people are going to say, oh, they're not as good. No, they are. They absolutely are. And if they say they're not as good, it's because they don't know what they're doing. Because I'm telling you, they are. They're excellent. Yes, we will do a fish one day, Stacey Lee. Yes. The pencil set that I do is both. Do you have both, Jody? Do I have both what? Do I have both pencil sets? I'm sorry, I'm confused. Yes, I have the 72 color set, which is right here. This set. I have this set. And I have the other set, the Color set. I have this set. I have both of those. They're both, those are wax, and I love them both. If that's what you're talking about. Sorry. I also have the, I have this, the Nick Pro drawing mechanical pencil set as well. That's what I do my drawing with. So, yeah. All of the tools that I have listed below in the bag are the tools that I use and own. If it is down here in this bag, then I own it and use it. I don't put anything in my showcase that on my lives that I'm not that I don't currently own, have, and use. So I hope that helps. All right, so let's go ahead and get back to our shadowing here. I'm putting in some more water right here over the top of the foot where we want that shadow to happen. And remember, we don't want it to be drenched. We just want it to be glistening. And we're going to go right here where we want that shadow. Rinse your brush. And with a clean brush, we're going to just drag that down. So we have that good shadow right there. Same thing. Which color pencil set do you recommend for beginners? Jody, honestly, either one of them are great, but I love them both equally. The difference is if you want a lot of options. So let me show you the difference, okay? I have a coloring book here and I'm going to show you the difference. Let me grab it for you guys because I think it's important that you understand why I have each set. Because, where are you? Here you are. So the difference is this. If you're coloring with colored pencils and you have a light, a medium, and a dark green to choose from, this is the blending you're going to get, okay? So when you have fewer color options to choose from, you have less options on blending. But if you have a light medium, a medium dark, and then a dark, you have this type of a blending that you're able to create. So if you see here in the orange versus the orange here, the pink versus the pink here, and they're both wonderful pencils. The difference is the amount of colors you have to choose from. So the difference is how you're able to blend those colors out. Because I can blend much more of an ombre style here with more options than I can here. I'm going to have these harsh lines when I'm blending with fewer colors. So that's the difference. So I have both sets and I use both sets. And I love them both. They're both really good. I started with this set. I started with the 72 color set. I used it for 3 or 4 years. And then I shifted to the 240 set because I realized my blending was not going to improve unless I had more color options. So that's when I shifted to this 240 color set. So it really depends on, you know, if you want to just learn to blend first, then start with the 72 color set. If you want to learn to blend and you want to get these smooth blends like this, then you're going to want to have a bigger option. So see, this is the difference you can see in the greens. This was the very first one I did with the 240. So like I was still learning how to blend. So you can see there's still a learning curve either way, but also you can see that now I've really figured it out. So, and like this is the 72 color set. So you can see the difference between this is the 240. This is the 72 color. So you just, when you have fewer options, the blending is harder to do. So, but it does help you learn, and you do get better with the 72 color set because you've got to figure it out. But I personally just like to have more options. So I hope that makes sense. So this is the set. There's the set. That's the 240. That's the one that I use currently. I still use my 72 color set, but I use it in conjunction with my 240 set. So I love them both. They're both wax based, and they're really, really good. Yeah, it does look like watercolor. So you can do a lot of stuff with your you know, with colored pencils. So let me see. I don't know that they're offering any free shipping or anything, but let me just look and see what they've got available. Yeah, I don't have any promotions for them available right now. So, okay. All right, let's move on. So let's go ahead and get back to our detail work that we're working on with our bunny. And let's do our other foot, which is right here. Okay, and we want to make sure that we get all that water in there. And then we're going to just, again, drag that shadow across. Then wet your brush, or rinse your brush, and then with a clean brush, drag that down. And get y'all a little bit better view. Drag that down like this. I want to have a little bit more. Not too much. Okay. All right, now let's draw that up and let's put some detail work in with our pencils. Oh, you know what? We need to do the center of his chest. Let me get that done as well. So the center of his chest, we're going to use that mixture that we made at the beginning. Okay. And we're just going to kind of go right here at the base of his neck. It's a little bit darker than what we started out with, and just drag it down with a clean brush to get that shadow. If you want to add in a little bit of that ochre straight in to give it a little bit of a darker shadow, you can. Just drag it down with the water. Use that clear water to drag it. I don't know why this kind of went awry right here, but let's see if I can lighten that up some. There we go. That's better. All right. So now we have that shadow done, and let's go ahead and draw that, and then we're going to get our waterproof pens out and do some detail work on his little patches and stuff. Actually, let's go ahead and do his head now, and then we'll do all the detail work at once. All right, so we are going to take our Meeden #1 brush. So we're going to shift back over to our Meeden brush set. And we're going to get our ochre. And we're going to go in and get his face done. Now, here's how we're going to do this. We're going to go in with this ochre color. But right around his mouth and cheek area, we're going to leave that white. So just kind of go around the edges for now. Of course, make sure you get it dark enough. I didn't get mine dark enough the first time, so having to bring it around. Okay. Okay, so I'm going to leave this middle part right here, and I'm going to get me some clean water. I'm going to make sure my brush is clean, and I'm going to make sure my water is clean, and I'm going to fill this in with clean water. And I'm going to kind of just let that kind of bleed in. Okay. So what it's going to do is it's going to give us a good little blend of where it kind of fades into a white area. Okay. Now, while it's wet, go ahead and grab your pink that you want to use for the cheeks and give it a little pink cheek and a little pink cheek. And let that kind of spread where it wants to go. If it's too dark, add water and blend it out. Okay. So now we have our little pink cheeks. You don't want it to take over. So just make sure it doesn't take over, and let's dry that up. Okay, and now we're going to go back in with a little bit more. I'm going to use the detail brush. No, I'm not. I'm going to use this brush. I'm going to give it a little bit more color. I feel like it's still a little light. I'm going to use this brush. I'm going to give it a little bit more color. I feel like it's still a little light. And we'll if I get too dark, I just rinse my brush and just bring clear water in, and that lightens it up. But again, I'm going to go through here with this darker coat. And then again, I'm going to make sure I have clear water. I'm just going to drop it in and let that kind of blend on its own. And dry it. Sometimes you have to do more than one layer. Sorry, oops, what's going on here? Sorry, I must have bumped that, guys. I'm sorry. I apologize. I bumped my my holder and didn't realize it. I'm going to move it over here out of the way so I can fix it, so I don't accidentally hit that. Sorry, guys. Okay, that happens occasionally. All right, so we have our face done. And what we're going to do is we're going to go back in with our detail brush just like we did here, and we're going to do our detail work. So I'm going to make my shadow area right here. Sorry, guys. I'm sorry I was out of frame on that. And we're going to add in these little details. Just right along here, and just get some clear water and spread that down. Okay, and that's really kind of all the shadow we need on his head. So let's do his ears. We're going to use same ochre color for his outside of his ears. And then just spread it. And then just spread it around. Okay. And then other one, same thing. Oh, you know what? We missed a patch area. We're going to need a patch right here on this ear. All right, so let's go. Okay. And again, I don't worry too much about these colors being exactly right. You can have some darker areas and some lighter areas of the same brown because it's a stuffed bunny, right? So it's going to have areas that are different. So I don't worry too much about that. So we're going to, all of that's going to work itself out with details. So, okay. All right. So we got a side right here that we got to do. Okay. Okay. Let's do our colors. So I'm going to go with the pink for the inside of the ear right here. This patch is going to be pink. And then I'm going to go with yellow here. Oh, thank you so much for that, Heart Me. The Life of Christ, how are you? How have you been? It's good to see you. Good to have you in the room this morning. And then we'll go with the blue. Let's see, I'm going to do purple. Do purple here. And then green. Oh, I know, girl. I know. Having to choose joy is tough sometimes. But when we choose it, God honors that. So I'll be praying for you. All right, so this is our patch that's blue. The inside of the ear. All right. So we have all of our patches done. We have our base coat. Any of our shadows that need to be done. So now let's go ahead and get some detail work in. Right here at the ear where this kind of flops over, we want to have a bit of a darker area. Okay, so we're gonna add in some water there, clear water, and I'm going to take some of this darker brown and I'm going to just kind of go along that line. Okay, and just let that kind of drain on its own. I'm not even going to really mess with it too much. If you want to kind of shadow that out, you can, but for the most part, I want to leave it like that so it looks kind of like it's flopping over. Okay. All right, the rest is good. So now it is time to go ahead and get some of our stitching done. Okay, so let's make sure it's dry. And pull out your 005 or 003. Where is my 005? I may have to use my, let me see, where's my 005? Here it is. All right, so now we're going to, Skelly, I learned with this book right here. This is called, this is not a sketchbook, it's an art class, and it taught me, I had the goal of learning of improving my drawing skills in 2024. And so that's the book that I got, and it shows you so many things on how to sketch. So let me just show it to you, because I think it's important that you see how it's designed. It's kind of pricey, but it's worth it, let me tell you. Best thing I ever did for myself as an artist. But it has a QR code, and you scan the QR code, and it takes you to a video lesson. The video lesson is 3 to 5 minutes long, and then you do the homework. And then you flip to the next lesson, and you have another QR code, another homework, and you just keep going through the whole book like that. And it teaches you how to grid. It teaches you how to do perspective, everything. And it's a wonderful book for anyone who is wanting to learn to draw. And so this was the very first thing that I got. Now, and I love it, and it has improved my drawing so much. And single-handedly, this book is the reason that I can sketch and draw the way that I can now. So I'm just going to say that, full stop, like absolutely hands down. Now I have a book that's called You Can Doodle Anything that I got for my grandson. And so if you're wanting to start out a little more simpler and not so technical, this book right here is great for that. And it is called You can doodle anything. It's 125 different, it's 125 different images that it teaches you to draw. And, hang on, let me see. I'm going to look for it here. Here it is right here. They only have 9 of these in stock, so these are almost out of stock. But this one is a little bit more simpler. So it doesn't require the commitment level that the other book requires, because it actually takes you through just like these small, simple little steps on how to draw things. So like we did the other day, we did a crab. Let me see if I can find the crab that we did. Where is it? This. So the other day we did this little crab, and we went through each of the steps, and we ended up with this cute little watercolor when we were done. So that is also, you know, something that you can do, and it just teaches you exactly step by step how to do it. This is designed more for, you know, very, very beginner and like children. And, you know, I use it all the time, even though I'm grown, because I really like the images that it gives you to draw. But, again, this is a little bit more simpler. So either one is, you know, either one, whichever you prefer. But I use a lot of things like this, tools like this, because that is going to teach me, I feel like, more than if I just learn from, you know, one particular drawing. Like if, like we're doing this right now and you're going to learn how to draw a bunny because I just taught everybody how to draw this bunny. But like, what if you want to draw like a bear next time, you know? So if you have some basic foundations from something like This Is Not a Sketchbook or something, then you're going to have an easy pick something and we draw it. But with those books, you can kind of pretty much draw anything. So that makes it a little bit better. All right, so we're going to shift over to our Grabby multi-liner pens. I'm using the 005 for this. Okay. And that is, going to be the detail that I get it. Yes, Skelly, drawing is a skill set. It is not something you have to be born with. It is not talent that you have to have. Neither is watercolor or anything that I do on here. Anything that I'm teaching is stuff you can learn. I was not born with talent. Okay. I absolutely was not born with talent. I was born with the fortitude to push through until I figured it out, and I will practice and practice and practice and practice until I get it. And drawing is truly a skill set. And let me show you these just really quickly. I'll show you the before and afters, because she starts you out with asking you to draw a self-portrait, and you can see that in some of these. Like, obviously, some of them had a little bit of drawing skill, but some of them didn't have any drawing skills at all. And these were after they did the course. So these are the before and afters of the people that took her course. So, so that's kind of, and read the reviews. I mean, go and read the reviews on the book itself and see what you think, because, you know, don't take my word for it. I believe that anybody can learn to draw if you practice, but you do have to put forth the effort and practice. But I honestly believe that anybody can do it. So yes. Okay. Let's go ahead and go through and get our outlines done here for our bunny. And all I'm going to do is just put some stitching on him. And we are going to have his little fingers come up there. we are going to put some stitching around the patches. And those are just going to be little stitch lines, just like this. Just try to make them close to the same length stitch-wise, but don't worry too much about it being perfect or anything. We just want it to look stitched, okay? Then we're going to do that same thing with this inside of his little belly right here. And we're going to have that stitched. All the way around. Okay. And then let's do the patch. Okay. And let's do here. We're going to put the bow on him. Don't worry. I haven't forgotten about the bow, but we're going to do that with gel pens. So let's just get this part done first. I'm going to put some stitching right here on him. Okay. And let's bring his belly around. All we're doing is just going through and putting stitching on him wherever you feel like it needs it. This is going to bring him to life and get those details started. Okay. All right, let's get his head. I honestly, when I started doing watercolors, which was less than 2 years ago, I could not draw hardly anything. I was very, very limited on what I could draw. I mostly just traced things. Now I'm pretty confident in my level of drawing, in that while it's not going to look exactly, if I want to draw something, I can pretty much figure it out. And not necessarily because I'm this great artist, because I'm definitely not, but mainly because I do two things. I learned the basics from going through that course, and I practice daily. And I think that it really does take, more than anything else, it takes practice. And not the kind of practice where you just do a little bit here and there, but like daily practice every day of doing something, whether it's a Zentangle or drawing a watercolor painting like we do here, or doing some lettering and drawing, or, you know, whatever, but something every single day that forces you outside of what you're comfortable with. Because that is where growth happens, is when you do things that you're not sure you can do. That is where growth happens, is when you do things that you're not sure you can do. And truth be told, a year ago, there's no way I would have attempted this bunny, because I could not have drawn it. Absolutely, without a doubt, I would not have been able to do this a year ago. Me too, Kelly. I love doing the details. That's my very favorite part, for sure. It just brings it to life. Okay. We're making some progress, guys. Okay. Put a few little stitches on his ear here and here. A few on his face. And let's do some stitch marks there. and some stitch marks here. And then we need this right here. Okay. All right, so we kind of have him semi put together, and we're going to put this, put our multi-liner away, and we're going to pull out, I'm going to pull out my gel pens. Now, these are the ZSCM 100 color set, which are going to be right here. Let me find it for you. Right here. You get that perseverance from your dad. You're right, I do, Mom. He is very, he perseveres for sure. Okay, so I guess that's a good thing. One of the good traits from him I got, because I could have gotten some of the other ones that we don't want to have, so. All right, let's get my gel pens out. Let me find them. Let's see, where are they? Right here. Okay, these gel pens are amazing. They're the best gel pens that I own. They're the best gel pens I've ever owned. And they come with glitter. They come with regular. They come with neons. They come with primaries. They come with macaroons. And they come with pastels. Okay, so I love them. They're amazing. And I don't know what I just did. Hang on. So I love them. They're amazing. And I don't know what I just did. Hang on. It's not what I meant to do, you guys. 1 second. This is what I meant to do. Okay, so these are literally, I know they're pricey. So I'm just going to say that up front, that I know they're pricey, and I know they I know they're pricey. So I'm just going to say that up front, that I know they're pricey, and I know they are, not in everyone's budget. But what I will say about them is that they are worth every dime. I absolutely cannot tell you how much I love these pens. I'm trying to find them in my list here. There we go. They are on a 10% off sale, and they are offering free shipping. So I will give you that. So there's that. But they are amazing, and they have the swatches that are down in the pens. So you don't have to keep up with the swatch card. They're retractable, so you don't have to keep up with the lid, and they have 4 times the amount of ink, so they're going to last you a really long time. So I am going to be using these for several things, okay? The first thing is going to be for the bow that goes around the neck, okay? Because I need something that's going to cover my paint, all right? So I'm going to do a... what color do I want to use? I'm going to use this color. This is kind of like a burgundy pinkish color. I'm going to use this for the bow. Okay. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring it across the neck. Just bring y'all down so you can see. Okay, so I'm going to go across the neck, and I'm going to make the middle of the bow here. And I'm going to bring it up and around. And up. And I'm going to bring it down. Okay, so there's the bow. Now, I'm going to let that dry, or I'm going to dry it, honestly, with my dryer, because these do take a little bit of time to dry, because they're really juicy. And then I'm going to take now my black multi-liner, and I'm going to, hang on, outline that. Because if I had tried to do all that with watercolor, it would have been blending and making a mess. So it's way easier to do something like that with gel pens. So there's his little bow. Okay. Now the other thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to take the white gel pen out of this set, and I am going to create some patterns in my patches. So I'm going to do some dots in this patch. Okay, I'm going to do a checkered pattern. And that. I'm going to do some dots in this one. Maybe yeah, this one is a zigzag. So let's do a zigzag here. Zigzag there. And again, we'll do a checker pattern here. Okay, so we have a few little patterns there. Also, I'm going to do squiggly here, do a squiggly here, maybe a squiggly here on the ear, maybe down here on the foot. And then I'm going to take my, oh, I got to give him his little highlights of his eyes, which are going to be here and here. Okay. And then I think I'm going to take my multi-liner again, which is, what did I do with it? I just had it. Oh, here it is. And I am going to add in just some fun, like little patterns and things to make him kind of look more whimsical. Okay. So maybe like some, like a little dot with some little flashes, and maybe just some little squigglies right here. Don't even make any sense at all. And maybe some squigglies like this in black. And you don't have to do this. This is just me kind of making him a little more interesting. Now, the last thing I want to do before we splatter him is to do a little bit of shading. And also I need to put some color in his nose. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take this red colored pencil right here, and I'm going to give his nose some color. Okay. Now, I'm going to get my browns and get some shading work. All right. So these are the options that I have for browns that I have pulled. Obviously I have a ton more options, but those are the ones that I pulled. And we are going to be using these are the Color ones. So for those of you who were asking about colored pencils, these are going to be the Color 240 color set. And we're going to do some shading with them. Okay. The first thing we're going to do is the belly right here. And we're just going to go light touch right through here, a light pressure. And then we're going to add in a little bit of this. Let me move y'all where you can see. Okay, so we did light pressure, and now we're going to do light pressure with the next color. But we're not going to go as far down as we did with the lighter color. And then we're going to do the darker brown, and we're just going to do barely right along here. Okay, then we're going to go back with this light color, again with medium pressure. And then medium pressure. This is how we get those ombre shades that I showed you guys earlier in that coloring book. Now we're going to go back with heavy pressure. Okay. And that gives us that shadow underneath his neck. Okay. Hey, Rhonda. How's it going? All right. So now we're going to take and we're going to do the same thing right through here with these colors. So we're going to do this. We're going to use the ginger yellow. We're going to use the apricot yellow. And we're going to use the coffee. Okay. So we're going to start with the ginger yellow. And we're actually, I don't like that color. Let me find a different one. I don't like how that's looking. I think maybe, let's see. Okay, we're going to use this brick dust. And we're doing a light pressure. Okay. Then we're going to take the apricot yellow, light pressure. We're not going to go down as far. Okay. And then we're going to take the coffee. And we're just barely putting that coffee at the top of each of these little sections to kind of give it that darkness. Okay. Then we're going to come back in again, medium pressure. And you can see it kind of just gives it depth. Okay, and then we'll do heavy pressure. Oh, I'm glad you caught it too, because I know you've been wanting to see the colored pencils. Okay, so you can see now how you've got that shadow coming down. And you can do this pretty much with any way you want to, as far as where you want your shadows to go. So like I want to have a little bit of shadows right here as well, like along where that arm gets there. So I'm going to color in that, and right here where this arm comes together. And then I'm going to take that darker color and I'm going to just go even lighter, or even less, I mean. So like a thinner line right through here. And then if I want to blend it out, I can blend it out with any of my whatever brown I feel is closest to the brown that's the base. So that's going to be more, not that, let's see, maybe this one. Yeah, this one. So I'll blend it out with like this right here. So you just get a little bit of a shadowing in there. Okay. And we can do the same thing here if we wanted to go along here. And maybe along here. And then I'm going to go in with this. And then this. So you just blend those colors and you just keep going over it until you're comfortable with the way that it looks. So now I have kind of that rounded body. And the heavy pressure takes the last bit of those pencil marks. So it looks more like a shading than pencil marks. Okay, same thing through here. Go down right along here. And then I'm going to take this. I need to sharpen that. Hang on. One thing I will... And then I'm going to take this. I need to sharpen that. Hang on. One thing I will say is if you don't have a good pencil sharpener that is going to not eat away at your pencils, then you need to get one. So I want to encourage you. There is a pencil sharpener in my bag below, in the shopping bag, and I'm telling you, it is not going to eat at your pencils. It's going to save you a ton of money, because as soon as your pencil is sharp, it spits it out, rather than just continuing to just grind at it and eat away at your pencils. So I'm pressing a little hard on a sharp lead, and I shouldn't be doing that, but I needed it to be heavy pressure. Okay. And then maybe just a little bit of a dark right here at the top, just to kind of give it that last bit of a shadow. So now we have those. Now what I'm going to do with the ears is I'm going to go in with the ears. I'm going to go up like this, and I'm going to come down like this with this color. And then not quite as far up. And then with this dark, barely. Okay, you see what that did to the ear? It just gave it some life, right? Okay, same thing here. We're going to go up. Not quite as far. And then just a little bit right here. Okay. So that is your shading for the bunny. I'm going to give his head and hair just a little bit right there. Okay, there we go. All right, let's splatter paint him. I want to cover his little face, so I don't want to mess up his face. So we'll cover up his face. And I'm going to do my splatter with my small brush. So I'm going to use the number 1. And I'm going to do my splatter with my ochre. And I'm going to scare away the mountain lions and tap, tap, tap. I don't want too much, so I was very conservative on the amount of paint that I put on here. Because I don't want big clumps. I want small splatters. Okay. Ta-da! All right, let's pull that tape, and we can see the background that we started with, which was the pinks and blues and yellows. Hopefully we'll be able to see it. I went fairly conservative on the background, so. But yeah, we can see them. Look at that. Pull that. Oh, he's cute. All right. Oh, your electricity went out. I hate that when because it resets your router and everything. Okay. All right. Now the replay of this will be on my Tube of View. So no worries if you missed it. You'll get the replay on my Tube of View. All of my replays are on there if you want any of my replays. Oh. All right. So here he is in all his glory. I think he turned out so stinking cute, you guys. So cute. So cute. I love Patchwork. I love giving them little characters. So cute. So cute. I love Patchwork. I love giving them little character traits. I feel like he needs another... I feel like he needs a little squiggly on his face somewhere. Maybe like right here. Yeah. And maybe. He's so cute. All right. Name him Hoppy. That's right. He is so adorable. I think he turned out really cute. So I hope that you guys enjoyed today's tutorial. Everybody that made a purchase, thank you so much, you guys. Supporting my showcase is everything. If you guys are curious about the pencil sharpener I was talking about, this is the one that I use. And let me explain to you why I absolutely encourage you to have a really good pencil sharpener. First of all, you can set on this one, you can set your sharpener. So if you want it really sharp or if you want it a little duller. It doesn't have a cord. It's rechargeable, so it can sit on my desk and I don't have to worry about cords, which is nice. But here's the main thing about this. If I'm sharpening a pencil that is already fairly sharp, like say this one, Okay. When I put it in here, it's going to just sharpen it until it's sharpened, and then it's going to spit it out. If I'm sharpening a pencil that is really dull, like for instance, let me see if I can find one. Okay, this one is not dull, but if I were to, let me just make it dull. Okay, so now it's not sharp. Okay, I'm going to put it in here, and it's going to sharpen it. And then it's going to spit it out as soon as it's sharp. Now, if I needed to sharpen this again, and I put it in here and put it in there, you see how quickly it spit it out because it knew it was already sharp. So it didn't eat away at my pencil the whole time. It just sharpens it until it's ready and then spits it out. So with your expensive pencils, you don't want to put them into sharpeners that are going to just grind and grind and grind and eat them away because they're too expensive for that. So get one that can register when it's sharp and will spit it out immediately. So you're not wasting your pencils because they're too expensive to waste. Additionally, this one takes it sucks it in for you, so you're not tempted to actually accidentally tilt it one way or another and break the lead off. Whereas a lot of the sharpeners, when you put them in there, if you tilt it, it'll break the lead, and you have to resharpen it again and resharpen it again, and so you end up using and wasting your pencils. So this particular one will not do that because you put it in here straight, and it grabs it and pulls it straight for you. So you don't have to worry about breaking your leads. So this is a really great thing to have if you have a good pencil set. You need a good sharpener. So I think it's important that, you know, you guys know that having a good set of pencils means you really need to invest in a good sharpener. So, and I know it's pricey. So, but also when you're spending that kind of money on pencils, you don't want to waste them. So it's worth it in the long run. It saves you money because you're not wasting your expensive pencils. So, Ellen, I have a question. The case that you have your paints in, what colors are they? Stacy Lee, are you talking about, which case are you talking about? Are you talking about my drawers, or are you talking about the like palette case? Are you talking about this? This? These are the 48 color Meeden tube paints. So they have all of the paints that are in this set right here. This set right here is the set that I have in here. So what I did was I purchased the paints, is the set that I have in here. So what I did was I purchased the paints, and so when I need to refill them, I just pull the tube and go over to here and refill it, but I keep them in the palette so that I don't have to pull the tube every time. So all I do is, this is just my refill tubes is all. So hopefully that helps. Mine, the one I got doesn't have 40. Oh, it only has 25. Okay. Yeah, the one from the Meeden one, which is this right here, it has, I think 50 maybe. I'm not sure how many this is, but 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 times 4, whatever that is. Like that. So this has enough for all of them, plus some. I ended up with extras, so yeah, 52. So, but I love this because it's got this flip out, and also that I don't have to pull my tubes every time. So I really like that a lot. There a difference in paint between the 48 and the 96, or is it just different? It's just different colors. The paint is the same. And you're talking about this set, right? The 48 color set. And the difference between the 48 and the 96 color set of these are, hang on, and I'll show you. So this is the 48 color set. I know it's a hot mess, so because I use it all the time. But you have, the difference is you only have 6 of your metallics and 6 of your neons, and the rest are your primaries and secondaries. And your palette is up here for mixing, but you still get your art sponge, you still get your eraser, and you still get a brush and a pencil. But the 96 color set has 30 metallics, and it does have 12 macaroons, which you don't get in the 48 color set. It has your 6 neons, and then you get 48 primary and secondary colors. And then, of course, the palette is the palette that, like, detaches. And so you use it, and then you just close it up like this when you're done. But it also comes with your art sponges, comes with your eraser and your brush and your pencil. And the brush that comes with this is a decent brush. It's not a cheapo brush. I mean, it's a good brush. And I used this brush a long time before I got my Meeden brushes, honestly. But it's a good little brush, and it's worth, it's worth its weight. So, oh, and the tubes, okay, versus the pre-made palettes. Okay, I see what you're saying. Yes, there is a difference. So, the 48 colors in this and the 48 colors in this are not the same colors as the tube paint. Is that what you're asking, Angel? So yeah, these are different colors than the tube paints. So these colors, I mean, there are some similar colors, but these are definitely different than these, for sure. There's some very different, like I don't have a cerulean blue in this at all. And I love the cerulean blue in this. So yes, they're different. Sorry, I was confused. I have all of Meeden palettes, y'all. I love them all. I have them all. I have this one too, which is the travel palette. This is the one I take with me on trips. I love it. And it's amazing as well. So it has 50 colors, and they're also pretty different. So yeah, I have them all because I love Meeden. I'm telling you guys, they make a good product at a good price. You get good quality at a decent price, so you're not feeling like you're getting ripped off because you're spending a ton of money on a few little paints. So you get a lot of bang for your buck when it comes to Meeden. Yeah, it's fine. No worries. Thank you for the question, though, Angel. Any other questions about anything? About any of the stuff that we used today? So we did use the we used the 96 color Meeden palette, which is pinned below. We also used the ZSCM gel pens for the details. That is, hang on, let me find those because I want to show you guys those again. One more time because Stacy wanted to see those again. So these are the Meeden or the ZSCM gel pens. And these are the best gel pens on the market right now, as far as I'm concerned. That's my opinion. That is not something that I can prove in any way, but I can tell you right now that out of all of the things that I have got in my arsenal, these gel pens are the best. I love them, love them, love them. The difference between there is a 60 pack of gel pens and there's a 100 pack, and it's just the colors. You just get more color options for these than you do the 60 set. For this particular set, this is the 100 color set, and you get a set of glitters in your neons and your primaries. And then you get neon gel, primary gel. You also get macaroons, and you get pastels. And you get your white and your black, which the other sets do not have. Now, as far as the 60 pen set, I don't know what colors are in that because I do not have that set. I only have the 100. I have the 72 color glitter set, and I have the 24 color Aura glitter set, and I have the purple monochromatic set, all in this brand. And I can tell you that I do not regret for 1 second having all of those. I love this brand. They're made well. They come in this amazing case. They are worth spending your money on. If you're looking for a good gel pen, whether it be glitter or regular gel, these are worth it. I never fuss with them or fight with them when I'm doing my art. They always are very, very easy to use. This little bow we did on him today was with these gel pens. It was this color right here. We did the bow over the watercolor so that I wouldn't have to fuss with it, and that was great. All the white details in this are the white gel pen out of this set. I never have to fuss and fight with them. They're a really good set of gel pens. So if you're looking for that, again, and I did the white in this particular one as well. All the white details are from that gel pen set. So you can do a lot with this gel pen set. And they color really well too, if you're into coloring. I have a coloring book that I did, hang on, that I did an entire page on with the 72 color glitter set. And let me show you kind of how that looks, just so you can see. So this was the glitter pens. So pretty. And then also, yes, there's no white or black in the 25 set. But like this is the great, like when you have options, again, the more options you have, because you don't realize, you know, these are different shades of pink. So I did this whole flamingo with this set, but I did it with the shades of pink that are in this set. So I had enough of options of pink that I didn't have to fuss or fight with the colors that I needed. I had a bunch of different shades that I could do this flamingo with. So it makes your art less flat because you have more options. So, hey, Gunpowder Milkshakes. How are you? I understand that. I get the busyness. We did this today. This was our tutorial today. It was our Patchwork bunny. Absolutely love him. He turned out super cute. So, yeah, isn't he? He's so cute. All right. Any other questions as far as the supplies that we used today? We had so we used the gel pen again. We used the gel pens for the bow around his neck and for all of the little details on his body. Additionally, we used these. Let me see. Where are they? We used these grabby multi-liner pens for all of the fine detail work. And you can get these in a pack of 10 different sizes, or you can get them in a pack of colors in the 05 size, or you can get them in a combo pack of both of them together. So I have the combo pack, obviously. But you can get them in either or both. These are great. They're waterproof, so you can go in and you can paint over the top of them and they're not going to smear. So I don't ever have trouble if I have to go in and add water later on. I don't have to worry about smearing them because it's not going to smear. So I love the grabby multi-liners. Yes, this will be up on my Tube of You. I will get this up there today. I'm caught up on that channel with everything. So everything up to this point other than today's is there for you guys. So that is available. all the replays. Okay. All right. Any other questions about anything? You guys have been amazing. Thank you so much for all of the likes, all of the purchases, everything that that you guys did today to support my live. 100 count is what I recommend always, because it has everything. It has all the colors. It has the glitters. It's got the macaroons. It's got the pastels. So if I had a choice, now depending on what your budget, you know, obviously what your budget wants, that's different. But again, there's a flash sale for 10% off right here. Also free shipping. So that's good. They are quite pricey, but they're totally worth it. And that's what, you know, I would say the 100 count is the way to go. Now, the other thing that I've had people asking me about are my art drawers. So I'm going to just show you guys those really quickly, because I have people asking me about these all the time. And what I've learned with these is that they are, they help me to use my supplies. The thing is that if you don't know what you have, you don't use my supplies. The thing is that if you don't know what you have, you don't know, you don't use your supplies. If you have supplies and you know what you have, because you can see it when you open up your drawers, then it is so worth it to have these, because then you're actually not wasting your money on supplies. These are the art drawers. This is what they look like. I have two of them. Sorry, this is not wanting to stay straight here. Let me just get it situated. There we go. And I have the 6 art drawer down here at the bottom with my gouache and my watercolor, my pens, my glitter pens, my other glitter pens. And then I added 4 more, and I put my colored pencils. This is my 72 color set, plus my meet-in pencils. I also put my grabby erasable pens in here, and also my shuttle art retractables are in here. So that, and I'm fixing to get another 6 for my 240 colored pencil set. The thing about this is when you have this, you actually are able to know what you have. You don't have to search and dig for products. You're like, okay, in this drawer, these are all the colors. The other thing about this is that you can take these out and you can move them over to your workspace, use them, and then when you're done, you just take them back, put them over here, and put them away, and your desk is clean. So not only do you know what you have, because you can see everything, like I can see what colors I have of these pens, and I can pull what I need, but you also are able to keep your desk and work area very neat, because you can just put them away. Stacy Lee, I do not. I can tell you that there are 5 drawers, and in each, or 5 sections in each drawer. And this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. There's 11 pencils in this section. So that's 54 plus the 4 in the center. So that's 58. So each drawer can hold about 58 pencils, roughly. So if you have the 4 drawer, you're going to not really be able to get all 240. So that's why I'm getting the 6 drawer set, because I'll be able to get all 240 pens in the 6 drawer set. So that, and I like to have that because currently those pencils are in trays and I have to drag out the trays, and dragging out the trays to do that is a pain because I have to go through every tray. So when I go and look for my pencils, this is what I'm doing, okay? I am having to pull out my tray each time and find the color that I need. Okay, and that is a royal pain in the rear end to have to do that. But when they're in the drawer like this, I can simply pull the drawer and I can see my colors and pull what I need. So this is so much better because I hardly ever use the pencils that are in here. I use my pencils that are over here regularly because I keep them pulled. But these I hardly ever go through, and I really want to use these more. But it's such a pain to have to pull out the trays to find them. So unless I'm just really desperate for a color I don't have, I don't. So yeah, taking them in and out of the trays is really a pain. So that is why I use the meet-in drawers. And that's why I'm ordering the 6-drawer set, so I can put all of those in there. Okay. Any other questions on anything before I hop off of here? I am going to pop off and go make me some lunch. I hope that everybody... Shirley B, thank you so much for that rose. Does anybody have any... Make me some lunch. I hope that everybody... Shirley B, thank you so much for that rose. Does anybody have any additional questions before we go? This was our tutorial for today. We did the patchwork bunny. Everybody just check your DMs tonight. I will send out an event for my live tomorrow. I don't know what time I'm going to be on tomorrow, but I will send it out as soon as I know. I'm going to check my schedule this afternoon and make sure that everything's clear for me to do it in the morning. And then I will send out something tonight for you guys so that y'all know. And you can just click whether you're going to be able to come or not. What is that waxy thing on your table? What waxy thing? Are you talking about this? This is a kneaded eraser. I'm not sure. Let me know if that's what you're talking about, Kelly. It looks square. This is just a piece of wood. All this is a piece of wood that I tape my art down to, so that so I can get these borders, but I can also move it around so that I can draw the way that I need to. So it's just a piece of it's MDF is what it is. It's just a piece of wooden MDF that I've cut, and I just put my paper down on it. I tape it down with washi tape, and then I can move it. So, a tray of some sort. I'm just trying to think what you could be talking about. I don't know. I don't know. I don't see anything else on my desk. This? Like a tray. I have this. This is my water container. So I get fresh water from here. And then when I need, I dump it. And when I need clean water. Okay. Yeah, this is the Meeden, water container. It holds 650 milliliters of water. You put it in here, it drains into here, and then it drains down into here with your dirty water, and then you just dump it. It also has a place for like your brushes and stuff. These are sold out. So I can't pin it for you because they're sold out. They've been sold out since before Christmas. But when these come back in stock, guys, I'm telling you, grab it. Grab it as fast as you possibly can as soon as they come back in stock, because I don't know when they're going to restock these, and I don't know how many they'll have. But they are the best. I love this thing. So as soon as they come back in stock, I will post a video about it. But yes, that's what that is. Sorry. This is silicone, and it flattens down so you can travel with this really easily too. I love these. I have 2 of them. I have this one, and then I have a blue one over on the desk next to me over here, right there. That's my grandson's, because that's his desk, and he has one that I got him for Christmas. And I'm telling you, and I got it just before they sold out. Thank goodness, because he wanted one so bad. Matter of fact, when he opened it at Christmas time, he cried. He was so excited. He didn't have to fight with me over mine. So there's that. All right. Anybody else have any additional questions about anything that we used today for our tutorial of our patchwork bunny, which I think turned out to be so stinking cute. Isn't he precious, y'all? Oh my gosh, I love him. Okay, guys, I am going to hop off of here then if nobody else has any questions. Kelly, I hope that answered your question about the meat and... I call it the meat and paint toilet because it's like a toilet. You get your water dirty, then you flush it, and then you get clean water that comes in it. So that's why I love... that's why I call it the paint toilet, but it's called a brush cleaner or something like that, a water brush cleaner or whatever. So, okay. So any other questions before I hop off of here? Otherwise, I'm going to be saying goodbye, and I will see you guys tomorrow. I will send out a notice about my event for tomorrow, and we'll be doing another ACEO. I'm not sure which one yet. Stacy's wanting to do fish, so we might do a fish tomorrow, or maybe we'll do... we need to pull something off of our list. This was our bunny was on our Easter list, so I can take that off. But I don't know. We'll see what's on here. So I'll be looking up some things for us to do tomorrow. All right. Okay, guys. I will see you guys tomorrow. Bye.